Hey class, this is Dr. Pate, and today I want to talk a little bit about human resource strategy and job design when it comes from the operations management perspective. Job design and HR strategy is one of the 10 major strategic decisions that operations managers face. When we think about this, we don't think about it from all of the functional HR aspects that you might commonly think of, such as payroll and benefits and so forth, and 401ks. We think about this strictly from a labor perspective. The labor perspective is the input that we utilize in productivity and in completing tasks. So the objective of a human resource strategy is to manage labor and design jobs so people are effectively and efficiently utilized. So what happens is we decide that we want to produce a product. We decide what tasks need to go into producing that product and be completed, how regular those tasks need to be completed, what type of person we need to have those tasks completed by, what skills are required, do they need to complete it at a certain time, how many workstations are we going to have, does the person need to have a college degree, does the person need to have the ability to lift a certain amount of pounds, etc. So we design that job in order to accomplish that task, which will then in turn produce that product or service, and then we work with HR to fulfill it. So we want to ensure that people are effectively utilized within the constraints of other operations management decisions. Remember, labor productivity and labor is one of the major inputs into productivity that we've studied earlier. Have a reasonable quality of work life and an atmosphere of mutual commitment and trust. So when we think about some of the constraints that we work with from an OM perspective, okay, and we think about product strategy, we need to look at skills needed, talents needed, material used, and safety concerns. We have to plan that out when designing jobs in an operations facility, in an operations type environment. Schedules, time of the day, time of the year, stability of schedules, location strategy, the climate, temperature, noise, light, air quality, process strategy, technology, machinery, and equipment used, and again with safety there as far as working with equipment. Individual differences, strength and fatigue. We need information processing and response times. Layout strategy, fixed position process, assembly line, work cell or product. When thinking about labor planning from an OM perspective, we like to look at a couple of employment stability policies. We can do a couple of things. One, we can follow demand exactly. This matches direct labor costs to production, so we only have the amount of workers that we know that we're going to need to produce, and we will adjust that according to our demand. We incur cost in hiring and termination, unemployment insurance, and premiums, since if demand lowers, then we're constantly firing people, and then as demand increases, we're constantly hiring people. Labor is treated as a variable cost in this regard. We can hold employment constant. This helps us in maintaining a trained workforce, minimizes hiring, layoff, and employment cost. Employees may be underutilized during slack periods, and labor is treated as a fixed cost.